one more time. So you own. Oh wow.
We found a loophole. Right, so I'm logging into your world. First colony, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right, so which medbay am I going to? I see moon drop pod, alien drop. Oh wait! Oh look over here, cosmic. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This hasn't been rehearsed whatsoever.
Oh no, not at all. Greetings. I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech.
Oh hi guys, my name's Cosmic Chimp, and I am with the amazing Epictetus for this DLC.
That's right. So today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things, mainly the brand new DLC that just came out, which I, by the way, think is very worth it, and I will show you why in a few moments. But also, I want to kind of entice some of you players from years past or even months past that haven't played for a while to come back in and give it another chance. And there's a couple of reasons, there's a couple of things that I think are going to bring you back in. So what do you say we jump right into one of those? Because I know you guys, you say, I've done Space Engineers and I don't, but no, there's some new stuff. Let's go take a look.
Let's go do it.
Okay.
Go straight through this lovely archway that I've built.
Well, first of all, yeah, we need to look at that. I mean, because Cosmic spent a lot of time on this.
Loads of the creative.
And there's medieval engineer bushes in there too. So if you haven't played medieval engineers, then you might not recognize those. But if you have, well, they should have some red berries on them.
I was just about to say that, the red berries. They need to have the red berries. Quickly before
But they're
we move
great.
on, have you noticed the wee tubes at the back? I wonder if they're going to add anything to it later on. It'd be cool if they had they made oxygen in a room. I know DLC probably will never happen, but it might be. It would be cool if they could
It's
generate
like small
oxygen.
amounts.
Yeah,
You can see small amounts. That'd be cool.
just enough
Anyway,
for room.
I mean, I could see where if you had like 4 or 5 of those in a room, that'd be enough to generate enough oxygen to keep someone alive. Something like that.
Even for the
Interesting.
beds, just enough for the beds. If they beside the bed that it kept you alive. But we'll talk about that shortly. Let's move inside.
Yes, I want to stop right here because this right here is going to take a lot of old-time space engineers that have left the game. It's going to bring them right back in. So first of all, let's take a look at what they've added. This screen right here, this screen right here, I don't have a programmable block running. They have added in the ability to put some very basic scripts directly into a screen without a programmable block. So I have the analog clock running, but there's also an artificial horizon, energy and hydrogen, gravity, velocity, digital clock, which by the way uses your local time. So Cosmic, what time are you seeing right now?
22:02:43.
Yep. So pretty much the same thing, except mine's 14 because we are on opposite sides of the Earth. But this is built in. This is not DLC. This is just part of the game. And if you're not really into using scripts, then all you have to do is walk up to an LCD, choose script from the content, and choose the script you want. And you now have some very basic stuff. And this is great because you can also now add those into cockpits. And we're going to look at those in a minute. But before that, for those who are really into scripts, if you really like putting in scripts, you would recognize M Master's automatic LCDs script, which, by the way, he has already updated for this new.
That's fast.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick and he's good. And so you might be noticing that this programmable block is actually showing something on its LCD. It is showing automatic LCD's power module.
Really? It's come out black for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Okay. I did see this, and he's still working on this, I guess, or not. He's not working on it. Apparently this is a bug in Space Engineers. They're probably going to fix it soon. If you log out and back in, you'll actually see it. And you can see it in my video. So come back and watch the video, Cosmic.
I'm going to take your footage and add it into my video. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, there you go. You do that. Anyway, but if we take a look at this, we can see if we scroll down that LCD panels has a large display and a keyboard. And so on the keyboard, the funny thing is on the keyboard, I could switch this from text and images to script to script. Oh, that's funny. So M Masters, because I have targeted it, is actually bringing it back to text and images automatically. Well done, dude. Well done. But but I could switch this over to script and have the built-in clock on there. But I kind of like the fact that I can go in here and hit custom data. This is how you target a different LCD, is using @1 auto LCD, but you can also do @0 for the main one, or you can do @2, @3, @4. Some of these blocks have several. So, and I'm doing the centered time, but I could actually change this to be date and give it a second, and it's going to switch over and show the date. It's running off the screen because that's the date that we're recording this, the 30th of April. Yay. Anyway.
Moving on swiftly.
Yeah, because so a lot of these scripts, you actually have to have a separate LCD for maybe like a debug or something else. You can just put it right on the programmable blocks now. Yay! Off to the next thing. Cosmic, you're going to introduce this next one because you made this.
This is the reception room. I just like how the desks just fit in perfectly with everything. It doesn't matter. They do,
yeah.
And then over here, we have the toilet.
Oh, yes. Because we have to have a toilet. So hop in there. I want to see.
Now, we've already tried this. You cannot log out on this. We thought with the beds, it would be the same idea, but you can't. You'll just spawn out and die. And yeah.
I mean, you can for a little while, but it's the same timeout as you would if you were standing. So if you log out right now in Space Engineers, for those guys that haven't been in for a while, you remember if you logged out in Space Engineers, if you disconnected whatever, not only did you instantly disappear, but it threw away all your stuff too. And
definitely
that's not as true anymore. Now I say as true because now you actually have a timeout. So they're actually quite a long one. It's what, 10-15 minutes, something like
that. That's
what
happened.
Disappear.
Yeah, because I logged out on the toilet, and then after a while, it just disappeared. Good thing about the toilet is it will replenish your energy. But we wanted to. There is no door on the toilet, so we wanted to come up with a kind of door idea, and this is what we came up with. We thought we just
there's lots of different ways. Yeah, there's lots of different ways you could make a door. You kind of have to make one by hand. And this is, I don't know, one of the many different possibilities. And around this side, we got a little changing area.
Now, something
cool.
Something we spoke about earlier, myself and Epik, was it'd be cool if like the gloves would disappear when you equip them on yourself or you put a helmet on.
Well, the problem is there is no item in Space Engineers for like gloves or a helmet, but you can see. Oh, that's interesting.
Or a rifle. Ooh, does that?
Wait a minute.
Wait. Let me just stick a. That wasn't there 2 minutes ago.
Do it. Do it.
There we go. Did I stick it in? Nope. No, I stuck a welder in.
Oh. See, I want those to actually appear.
That's what we're talking about. And
yeah, but they're not appearing.
If we could change our suits on this here.
Yeah, so this is not actually a place where you can change. This is actually a locker that is like a personal locker, and you can place things in it. Now, all of these highlights are all the same things. So any one of these I open is going to have the same contents in there. But you can only put tools and that kind of thing, and there is no conveyor. So it is meant as a personal equipment locker. And then this is just a different style of the same thing over here. Yeah, I'm sorry, kind of. This one you can actually put components and things
It's a shame
but
that
this one you can't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I would like to see it so that if you targeted this, suit here, that you'd be able to change, your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be smart.
So, hey, I wanted to point out a couple of other things.
Okay.
So the desk,
Well,
and we've already talked about the planter and the toilet and these lockers. These are all DLC, and it is a few bucks to be able to buy that DLC and have access to it. But if you buy the DLC and you put in objects, other people can now interact with it. They just made that update. Originally, they couldn't. That's been fixed. That if you don't own the DLC, you cannot actually put in any of these DLC objects, but you can grind them down and you can weld them up if they've been started by someone that does own the DLC.
it's just initially placing the block. You can't do it.
Yeah, or initiating off of a blueprint. That's the other thing you can't do. Though we are going to do a little test. I want to see something.
Yeah.
Hey, Cosmic.
Yes.
So you've got a big screen up there.
Yeah,
what?
That's not really a good picture of it, but that is actually my DLC thumbnail for when it first originally came out. I did my own DLC in-depth video, so if you want to see more information about it, then head over to that video. There'll be a link. And
there should be a card up in the top right hand corner right now that will bring you straight to that video, or there's a link down in the description to Cosmic's channel. You used Whip's image converter to put this picture up there, right? And that's basically, it's an external program that you run on your computer, runs on Windows, and you import an image, turns it into a series of text that you can then place in that becomes pixels for the screen. And you have to use the monospace. Is it monospace?
Monospace, and then put the text down to the lowest.
Yeah, all the way down to 0.1, and then it will come out looking, pretty decent. It's not amazing, but it's pretty decent. So that's the thumbnail for his video.
DLC video. Also, anyway, I'd like to state that I do have a world. That world is up on the workshop, so feel free, if you haven't got the DLC, to jump into that world and play about with all the cockpit. Because with this new update, you should be able to interact with them now.
That's true. You can play with the new DLC items without owning the DLC and decide whether you want to buy it.
So the world is up on the workshop.
Yep.
Now, the beds. I love the beds.
Yes.
Look at that window. That window is amazing. You can stick that to the edge of your base or on a ship and lie in it and look straight out at the stars.
You gonna hop in?
Yeah, I'll hop in. With the bed as well. It's kind of like a cryopod, but without the storage space inside of it as well. There's no oxygen. There's no piping. The oxygen is based off the room. Hop back in. Why? Hello.
So I can do this.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Are you trying to tuck me in?
I just wanted to see how close I could get to you.
Okay, so it's based on the oxygen in the room, and if for whatever reason your ship in space has been vented, you will suffocate and die, and that'll be it. But other than that, it is based on the cryopods, so yeah, it's another version.
Now you say it's not piped in, but have you noticed there are pipes on the side?
Yes, for decoration. Oh wait, is that popping out?
It's kind of sticking out, like maybe they're gonna have something connect to something. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be cool. But it would be nice.
That would be cool.
You were thinking about having the beds kind of halved, so all you had was the bottom part and not the top.
Yes. I want them to add another variation of the bed that ends right there, so you don't have the roof part and the window part. Basically like they did with the toilet. Speaking of which, we don't have the basic toilet in here anymore.
Ooh, the lavatory.
Yeah.
The porcelain. You getting it?
I'm gonna put one right here. I think you need one right there.
It's more like a stool to go up onto the bed.
But that way, I mean, how many people would like to have a toilet right next to their bed? So in the middle of the night, if you got to go, you just swing your legs over and hop in.
It's like those times where you're just too lazy to move and you really need to pee, and you say to somebody else, "Go and just do it for me. Just take, just do a pee for me."
Why is it that every time we talk about this DLC, we end up just spending way too much time on the toilets? Next,
moving on swiftly.
So I have put together a little bit of a kind of a personal quarters using most of the DLC is in here somewhere. So over here we've got a kitchen. You just have to stand in front of me, don't you?
Oh, well,
right. So over here we got a kitchen. And I've placed the planter on the back of the kitchen with kind of the idea of like, maybe it's like your herbs.
Yeah, I like it.
Like I need a little bit of sage, just reach over and grab some.
There's no berries on it, so you can't add them.
There are no berries. Yeah. But they have a microwave or something that looks like a microwave. They've got we've decided these 3 pipes here are for ketchup, mustard, and mayo, right? I think that's what they are.
Or a cup dispenser. I would be cool.
Cup dispensers. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. It'd be cool if you could get energy from this. Like, kind of like a small mini... I don't know, it's like kind of like you've cooked something up and you're getting your energy from it. I don't know.
Something... I mean, just as a basic use of some kind. Yeah. Anyway, but then right next to that, we've got the table. And this table is made up of 4 different blocks. So there's 2 of these desk blocks, which were used over in the reception area earlier. And then there's a corner that you can either place into the corner of a room or you can place at the, it basically allows you to make pretty much any shaped table you want, which I think is really cool. I mean, you can make a huge table. You can make just like a single desk.
Actually, kind of let's quickly put something together right now in the middle. So if I was...
Well, hang on. Okay, just go ahead. Just go around and do that.
I'm just doing it. I was thinking about the hollow table. Because a lot of people were doing this, and I think it's quite smart, is you can crevice it in.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice word.
And you can even put in the corners and... Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that idea.
If you want. Yeah. We used this in our sexy series, the SSECKSE, pronounced sexy, that Cosmic and Commander Kitten and I do, and it turned out really well. Actually, I think I like it. I really like the interaction here. Now we have another one of those tables to look at in a minute. Go ahead and get rid of all that junk that you put in the middle of the walkway while I tour them through the rest of my living quarters. So from the kitchen dining room, we've got another one of the changing locker areas that you can't actually change in. You got to go over to the med bay to be able to change. And then we've got our bedroom, or bed, and then an enclosed toilet, and then another one of these locker things here. So this is just kind of how things can be placed together to look nice. And Cosmic is changing his suit.
I wanted to be a pharaoh.
Okay. So, Cosmic, over here, you've put together like a little conference room sort of area. Yeah. You've shown, so there's something really cool about this table. What is the table called again? I can't remember. It's called a console block.
I just call it the hologram table. I like how you got the couches as well. The couches. I want to address the couches first.
Yes. Let's talk about the couches, because the couches, while very cool, they do have one small problem. And I do know why they have this problem, by the way.
Why is that?
They look like they can fit 3 people, but they can't. And there's a reason for that. Why can't
they? Really?
Because, so, the way that Space Engineers is written, every block is its own standalone thing. And a person, when they're attached to a grid, have to be in a block. And only one person can be attached to that block. Oh. So if you have a second person, now all the programmers and like modders out there are screaming bloody murder because I'm not describing this right, but the general idea is correct, I know. And that is that you can't have 2 people sitting on the same couch in the same block.
It'd be so cool to just have 3 people sitting on that.
It would be cool. I think they need to put an animation of you like lounging in this. Like you should be able to like sit down and then just lay down
Couch
take a nap.
potato. Okay, so moving
Anyway.
on to this.
So the console block. Let's show this thing off because I
Console block.
love this thing.
I'm just gonna turn it on and just get the monkey out of the room.
There you go.
So with this, you can stick your blueprints on it, from your ships to anything you want, as well as you can customize the screens to your clocks and everything else with all the scripts. But one thing I'm a wee bit upset is that you can't have them rotate, because I know the modded
yes,
one.
you can.
If you put a motor rotor underneath it.
No, there's a better way.
Go on then.
You can script it.
Okay, yeah, but in the modded one, you could have it rotate.
Well, but the thing is I could create a script very quickly that would just do this.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but that's 90 degrees. You're right. It needs to be able to rotate.
So I did in my world. I actually stuck a rotor underneath it, had all this, and the head was just spinning. I know you could do that with a projector, but yeah, it's there.
Well, but with a projector, you can't change the scale. And that's one of the things you can change in this block is you can come down to scale and you can make it gigantic.
Whoa.
Or itty bitty. There we go.
I've never even seen that.
There you
It's
go.
too small. So yeah, you could do so much with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But there's something else you can do, just like with all the other blocks that we've talked about. All of the displays on here are individual LCD panels. So you can have each one of these be something different. If I go, so the projection area, now Cosmic, don't mess with this while I'm messing with it.
I'm just putting the large display, that's all I'm doing.
What are you doing to the large display?
Just a clock.
Okay. I think the middle of this thing needs to be velocity.
That's cool.
Don't you?
Oh, yeah. Gravity.
You could have it show gravity. You could have it show time. You can have it the basic stuff, and then of course you can put in a programmable block somewhere on your grid and have it show anything you darn well please. We could go in here, and I could say console block, and we'll put in the tag for automatic LCDs.
I love how you've still got the monkey head just floating above.
Totally. And then I can come in here and say at 2 auto LCD and do like that. And now let's see which screen it does. There we go. So in all the little tiny screens, see, it's the little bitty ones on the sides.
Dude, it's black
now
for
I'll
me.
show something itty bitty. Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I can go in and say, those are numpads, by the way. We can increase the font size.
Wait.
And now it just says Cosmic.
So if anybody ever manages to get a live feed from like one of the cameras working on LCDs, it's not going to happen. But if they did, you could have it on this table. That would be cool.
Well, that would be cool. It's not going to happen. Never going to happen. The programming for that is just unbelievable. Anyway, so this thing does a lot of cool things, and let's go to the next thing.
And this was the bar area. This was another look at the way you could do the tables.
Yeah. This is just another thing you can do with those. You could even actually have another corner seat on the corners there if you wanted to, but then they're kind of behind the
Moving on swiftly.
The last and probably one of the most exciting for some people is the brand new cockpits. So these are the industrial cockpits, not to be confused with Sage's industrial cockpits mod. These are official, but they're part of the DLC. And these guys they're kind of meant to be underneath-ish. So I have a sample up here. I replaced the cockpit on here. So you can put them on top or underneath, but it gives you more visibility all the way around, really, than any of the other ones. So if we hop into, I like this one especially.
I like that where the actual connecting points are. For the large one, it's just on the top, and for the small one, there's the 3 points at the back. It would be nice having them underneath the modules, so you could connect them from underneath. It's have them based, yeah.
The idea with this one, especially on the large grid, is to kind of be the inverse of the other cockpit. So if I grab the regular cockpit, I drop that in here, and we put that down.
Where are you?
You're gonna see here. It's right there. Why am I not in creative mode, or were you in my way? No, it just doesn't want to go down there. What the heck? There we go.
That's
I don't know why I didn't want to go over
why,
there.
Why would anybody want to build that anymore? Ooh, just get the DLC. Ooh.
Well, but hang on. Here's the thing: is you were just talking about how you wanted the connector to be on the bottom, right?
Yeah. With these ones, not that one. That's hideous. Ooh, gives me the chills. Look at it.
But the thing is, that's the whole point: is that this one has it on the bottom, and this one has it on the top.
No.
So now you have a reason to use either one.
I don't think I'll ever use that again. Ever. I mean, look at these ones. They're just so sexy and
They are
sleek
nice.
and
Well, and here's the thing.
This is just so blocky and just like, ugh. Again, it's giving me the chills. Let's move on. I can't even look at it.
Okay, so here's the other thing: is with this one, it has all the screens, and they are completely customizable. As a matter of fact, there are 6 screens in this one, but those 6 screens are,
Vanilla.
they're down. You have to actually look down to see them. Now, if they ever add VR, that'd be perfect. But for right now, I don't see that that's all that useful. In this one,
The screens are still at the top. You still have to look up.
oh yeah, with this one, you actually have to look. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But with the small grid over here, you don't. It's actually on the screen. You can actually see. Now, Cosmic just dropped some small blocks on the ground, so there's no actual connection to this grid and there's no power. But this one has 4 screens, and by default, you can see 3 of them without looking, without having to look around.
VR would be awesome with them. Definitely.
Yeah, VR would be amazing, but that's either a long way down the road or never. So
Good thing about the LCD scripts is they are vanilla, so you don't need the DLC to be able to interact with them, and I like that. But anyway,
so if you have a friend with a DLC, technically you don't need it because you don't have, they can build everything for you. All right, Cosmic. So if you don't own the DLC, you can't initiate building any of the DLC components, right?
correct.
But I want to do a little test. First of all, I want to see that in action, but also I have a thought, and I want to see just how much Keen has been thinking about this. So you have logged out, and you're logged in now as your secondary account.
Yeah, 10 Universe, the alternate one. And if I go, I'll put it here, I can't load any of the DLC because I don't have it, as you can see here. So yeah, let's try it. Let's see if I can build up one of your blueprints.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn on this projector. And let's see how much you can build.
So
just with your hand.
On that right now, you've just got the plain blocks, a normal chair, and the desk. So the desk is the only one that is...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm stuck there.
Yeah, so theoretically, only the desk you shouldn't be able to build.
Yeah. The lag is real on your server, dude. Yeah, so I can't build that. Not at all.
Now, does it give you any kind of error or anything?
Nope. It's just coming up with, nothing.
So, yeah, since I have the DLC, I can build this. But since you don't have the DLC, you can't initiate it.
Yes.
Now, we're in creative mode, so it instantly builds. But if I had started it,
I would be able to
you would have been able to continue the welding process.
So, for example, if I was to grind this down slightly...
Yeah.
Right? And then if I weld it back up, that's not a problem.
Yeah. So there you go. So now here's my question. And that is, if I grind this down entirely, I'm actually just going to go ahead and grind, like, all of this.
Yep.
And then I throw a welder.
I was thinking if I threw the welder down...
Well, I want to try it first.
Okay, because I was going to say it would be in my name.
But that's my point, is I want to try it first, make sure that it welds all these. Okay, so I've got a welder there that should be all within range. So let me go ahead and fire that puppy up. And it's able to just instantly build all these, no problem.
Sweet.
So now I'm going to get rid of this welder, and I'm going to remove all this stuff. And of course my inventory is full, so that's not good. Okay.
Now,
so now if you put the welder there...
Okay. And turn it on.
Then turn it on.
Ooh.
Okay. Now,
so it did
there's
work.
a couple of possibilities. It may be because I own the grid.
Okay. I will take the blueprint and I will upload the blueprint and see if it welds up then.
Okay, so Cosmic took his own blueprint of the same thing.
And I've uploaded it.
And you put it into the projector. So we're going to try this one more time. So you own... Oh, wow.
So, if I take a blueprint off the actual grid that I want, and I stick it into the projector and use a welder, it will weld up everything. But if I use my hand welder, my actual personal one, it won't do it. We found a loophole.
Yeah. Yep, we sure did. And so you own the block welder. You owned the grid. You own all of these.
Yep. That's all my grid. That's my projector.
The projector, the blueprint, all of it's yours. And you were able to do that. So yes, we have found a loophole. I am so sorry, Keen. I apologize that we were telling people about this. But
there you go, guys.
There you
have it.
There you go.
If you like a ship or something that you really like with the DLC, you love it, blueprint it and weld it up with a welder. A big one.
Thing though. Okay.
Okay.
If you can't afford the $3 or whatever it is to buy the DLC, this is a way you could get around it. It's not cool, but if you can't afford the $3 or you just want to play around with it, I think it's totally legit. It's still going to be a pain in the butt. You're going to have to bring in a projector whenever you want the DLC items. That's lame. Spend the $3 and just it's worth it. It's totally worth it. But yes, technically you don't need it. There's a way around it. And there you go.
Brilliant.
I can't blame Keen. This game is so complicated. Trying to get those kinds of things like all figured out to eliminate loopholes, it's a game. It's a game for engineers. What can I say? Engineers will find a way.
I couldn't even say it. So anyway, Epik, thank you very much for serving us up some awesome DLC content there. Actually, it should be me because I'm the barman. But yeah, if you haven't got the DLC and you want to play with it, jump into the world that I've stuck onto the Steam. So there'll be a link or a card on the screen somewhere. Epik, anything else?
I love the way that they've implemented this DLC. They've the fact that, especially now that you can actually interact with things even if you don't own the DLC.
I can't go back. I cannot go back to non-DLC. When we tried my other account, it frustrated me not being able to just build. It was awesome interacting with it, and it was amazing, but not building it. No, I can't do it. Like, the DLC is just, for me, it's a game changer.
When they first came out and people that didn't own the DLC couldn't even interact with the blocks, it was a don't do it. It was a don't buy the DLC. Let's not so much boycott, but let's just, let's just basically pretend it doesn't exist, because that's just not cool. And it was very quickly that they turned around and said, you know what, that wasn't right. And I like that about Keen, that they actually will change their, they'll bend to community outcry. so so they very quickly said, you know what, you're right, you guys are right, we should make it so that people that don't own the DLC can interact with the blocks. And I think that that's right. And now it's a no-brainer. Now I'm like, I want the DLC. I love building with it. I love the fact that they all kind of go together and allow you to make so many different things. It adds to the immersion. It just makes it feel more like home, in my opinion. Anyway, that's enough. I don't know why I clapped.
You clapped? Yep. Did you just clap?
I clapped. I don't know why I clapped. I'm not going to do that again. That was weird.
Anyway, guys, moving on swiftly. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't already got the DLC, have a look at my world. Have a look at my video that I did on the DLC more in depth. And Epik, thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me. And as always, making it very interesting. And I'll see you next time on Epik Tech.
Stay safe, guys.